praise. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit thou womb chooses. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death.
Testing 1 2 3 testing. Hello. 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 Testing 1 2 3 testing. Hello. 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 There is a desert within you, vast and seemingly endless, where mirages of unworthiness dance like shadowy specters. Each grain of sand carries a memory, a whispered criticism, a moment of rejection, a silent tear shed in loneliness. But deserts, my child, are not places of desolation. They are sacred spaces of transformation, where the most profound revelations are born. Once, a traveler wandered through such a desert, parched and weary, believing the lie that love was a distant oasis, beautiful but unreachable. Her feet were blistered by the scorching sands of self-doubt, her spirit worn thin by years of believing she was somehow less than worthy. But the desert has its own wisdom, a language spoken not in words, but in the profound silence between breaths. In that moment of absolute vulnerability, she discovered something extraordinary. Worthiness is not a destination to be reached, but a constant spring flowing within your very being. It is the underground river that has always been there, waiting to be recognized, to be felt, to be embraced. Like a seed buried deep in the harshest ground, your capacity for love and joy does not depend on external validation. It is your essence, your fundamental nature. The universe conspires in miraculous ways to reveal your true self. Each challenge is a chisel, each pain a brush stroke, creating the masterpiece that is you. Those moments you believed broke you? They were actually breaking open, cracking the shell of false limitations, revealing the luminous spirit waiting to emerge. Your wounds are not marks of weakness, but sacred maps pointing to your incredible strength. Imagine love as a language, not spoken with words, but felt with the entirety of your being. It whispers in the rustle of leaves, echoes in the rhythm of your heartbeat, dances in the spaces between your thoughts. You are its native speaker, its living embodiment. The world may have taught you to doubt, to shrink, to apologize for taking up space. But I am here to remind you, you are a miracle walking, breathing, existing. Your worthiness is not a fragile thing to be protected. It is a roaring fire, an unquenchable light that burns regardless of the darkness surrounding it. The shadows of past hurts may try to dim this light, but they are nothing more than passing clouds before the infinite sky of your true self. Every time you felt unworthy, the universe has been gently, sometimes forcefully, calling you back to your divine nature. Listen closely to the rhythm of your own heart. It does not calculate worth through achievements, appearances, or approvals. It beats with a single, pure song. You are loved. You are joy. You are worthy. Not because of what you do, but simply because you are. The most profound spiritual journey is not about becoming something else, but about removing the layers that hide your true, radiant self. In this moment, I invite you to a radical act of self-love. Close your eyes. Feel the breath moving through you, that miraculous exchange between your inner world and the vast universe. Each inhale is a declaration, I am worthy. Each exhale is a release, I am free. The desert within you is transforming, water beginning to flow, life emerging where once there was only perceived emptiness. If this message resonates within you, if you feel a stirring deep in your soul, share your experience. Let your comment be a testament to your journey. One word, one feeling, hope, pain, awakening, love. Your vulnerability is your greatest strength. You're sharing a beacon for others walking similar paths. Like this video if it touches your heart. Subscribe if you're ready to embrace your true, magnificent self. Share it with someone who needs to remember their inherent worth. For in sharing light, we become the light. The wounds of unworthiness are invisible stigmata, carried silently in the depths of your soul. They manifest in 1,000 subtle ways, in the hesitation before speaking your truth, in the apologies you offer for simply existing, in the dreams you've buried beneath layers of fear and self-doubt. Look around you. How many souls wander through life wearing masks of perceived inadequacy? They are the silent sufferers, the hidden warriors fighting an internal battle that nobody else can see. Some wear success like armor, believing achievements might finally prove their worth. Others shrink into themselves, believing they are too much or not enough, a paradox that cuts deeper than any physical wound. In the quiet moments between heartbeats, the pain of unworthiness whispers its most devastating lies. You are not enough, it says. Love is for others, not for you. These are the serpents that coil around your potential, constricting your spirit, choking the very breath of joy and possibility from your life. They are born from 1,000 small moments, a critical parent's words, a lover's betrayal, a society that measures worth through narrow, unforgiving lenses. Remember the woman at the well? Her story is your story. Rejected, marginalized, carrying the weight of societal judgment, yet she was the very vessel of divine revelation. Your pain is not a punishment, but a sacred invitation. An invitation to shed the layers of false identity, to drink from the wells of your own infinite worth. The Bible speaks a profound truth in Psalm 139 verse 14. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Yet how many truly believe these words? How many can look in the mirror and see a divine masterpiece, instead of a collection of perceived flaws and failures? The struggle is universal, transcending age, gender, culture, a human experience that binds us in our shared vulnerability. Unworthiness is a cunning thief. It steals not just your joy, but your very ability to receive love. It creates an invisible barrier, a fortress built from past hurts, disappointments, and learned helplessness. You become both the prison and the prisoner, guarding yourself from the very love and joy that seeks to heal you. Consider the metaphor of a beautiful flower that believes it does not deserve sunlight. It curls its petals inward, refuses to bloom, convinced of its own unworthiness. Yet the sun continues to shine, unchanged by the flower's belief. Love and joy are similar. They exist regardless of your perception, waiting patiently for you to open yourself to their transformative power. The pain of unworthiness manifests in countless ways. It is the relationship you settle for, believing you deserve less. It is the career path you abandon, convinced you are not talented enough. It is the creative dream you silence, thinking your voice is not valuable. It is the constant internal dialogue that judges, criticizes, and diminishes your own magnificent existence. But here is the profound mystery. Your worth is not determined by external validation. It is not measured by achievements, appearance, or the opinions of others. Your worth is an inherent, unchanging reality, as constant as the love that breathes life into your very being. You are worthy simply because you exist, a unique expression of divine creativity. This journey of recognizing your worth is not about perfection. It is about permission to be fully human, to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, to grow. It is about understanding that your wounds are not weaknesses, but sacred sites of transformation. Each scar tells a story of survival, of resilience, of the incredible strength that resides within you. As we prepare to explore the path of healing and self-discovery, I invite you to sit with these truths. Feel them not just with your mind, but with the deepest part of your being. Your pain is not a punishment. Your struggles do not define you. They are the very chisel sculpting your soul's magnificent sculpture. Imagine worthiness as a garden, not a manicured, perfect landscape, but a wild, untamed sanctuary of possibility. Your soul is the soil rich with potential, waiting for the seeds of transformation to take root. The solution is not about adding something external, but about removing the barriers that prevent you from seeing your own inherent magnificence. The first principle of healing is recognition. Not the recognition the world demands, but the divine acknowledgement that pulses within your very being. You are not a mistake, not an accident, not a collection of failures. You are a deliberate, intentional masterpiece of creation. Each moment of your existence is a sacred breath, a unique expression of divine love that cannot be replicated or diminished. Transformation begins with a radical act of self-acceptance, not the conditional acceptance the world offers. I will love myself if, but an unconditional embrace of your entire journey. Your wounds, your struggles, your moments of weakness, these are not separate from your strength, but the very pathway to your deepest power. Every scar is a story of survival, every pain a teacher of profound wisdom. Consider the alchemist who transforms base metals into gold. Your soul undergoes a similar process of transformation. The lead of self-doubt, the iron of past hurts, the copper of rejected dreams, these are not garbage to be discarded, but sacred materials waiting to be transmuted. The fire of self-love is your crucible, burning away the illusions of unworthiness, revealing the pure golden essence of your true self. Spiritual growth is not a linear path, but a spiraling journey of continuous revelation. You will circle back to old wounds, but each time with more wisdom, more compassion, more understanding. The wounds that once defined you become the very source of your greatest strength. Like a river carving through stone, your persistent love will reshape the landscape of your inner world. The divine does not create hierarchies of worth. You are not more or less valuable based on your achievements, your appearance, your past, or your current circumstances. Worth is not earned. It is an inherent truth of your existence. Just as the sun does not decide who is worthy of its light, love does not discriminate. It simply is abundant, unconditional, ever-present. Practical wisdom emerges from this understanding. Begin to speak to yourself as you would to a beloved child. Catch the harsh internal dialogue and replace it with words of tenderness, of hope, of profound acceptance. Your thoughts are not just random neural firings. They are creative forces that shape your reality. Each loving thought is a seed of transformation, each moment of self-compassion a revolutionary act. Forgiveness becomes your most powerful tool. Not just forgiveness of others, but a deep, radical forgiveness of yourself. Forgive the dreams you abandoned, the paths you did not take, the versions of yourself you thought you should have been. Forgiveness is not about condoning past actions, but about releasing the energy that keeps you bound to old pain. Imagine building a relationship with yourself as you would with your most cherished friend. Would you speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself? Would you judge a friend as harshly as your internal critic judges you? Cultivate a friendship with your own soul. Listen to its whispers, honor its needs, celebrate its unique journey. The universe conspires in your favor, even when it does not seem so. Every challenge is a hidden blessing, every perceived obstacle a doorway to deeper understanding. Your worth is not determined by your ability to avoid pain, but by your courage to move through it. Like a phoenix rising from ashes, you have the power to reinvent yourself continuously, to shed the old skins of limitation. Spiritual practice becomes your anchor, not as a rigid set of rules, but as a fluid, living connection to the divine essence within you. Meditation, prayer, reflection, these are not tasks to be completed, but conversations with your deepest self. They are moments of remembering, of reconnecting with the infinite love that breathes you into existence. Trust is the bridge between your current perception and your true worth. Trust not in external validation, but in the internal wisdom that knows your value is unchanging. Trust is a practice, a daily choosing to believe in the miracle of your own existence. It is saying yes to life, yes to love, yes to the magnificent journey of becoming. The bridge between understanding your worth and living it is built with the bricks of daily practice. Transformation is not a distant mountain to be conquered, but a path walked step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. Each day becomes a sacred canvas where you paint your true essence, where you learn to translate the language of divine love into the concrete reality of your lived experience. Imagine your morning as a sacred ritual of self-recognition. Before the world demands its attention, before the noise of expectations drowns out your inner voice, create a moment of profound connection. As you wake, Place your hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm, a miracle of continuous creation. Whisper to yourself words of radical acceptance. I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough. These are not mere affirmations, but declarations of a deep spiritual truth that resonates through every cell of your being. Your relationships become the most powerful mirrors of your internal transformation. Begin to set boundaries not as walls of protection, but as expressions of self-love. Each no is a profound yes to your own worth. When you choose relationships that honor your essence, you create a living testimony to your inherent value. This is not about rejection, but about alignment. You are learning to dance with life, moving in harmony with your truest self. The workplace, often a battlefield of external validation, transforms into a sanctuary of self-discovery. Your worth is not measured by productivity, by titles, by comparisons. Instead, approach your work as a creative expression of your unique gifts. Each task becomes an opportunity to honor your inherent dignity. Recognize that your value extends far beyond performance metrics. You are a creative force, a being of infinite potential. Moments of self-doubt will come. They are not failures, but invitations to deeper understanding. When criticism or rejection whispers its poison, pause. Breathe. Remember that these are not judgments of your worth, but opportunities for growth. Like a tree that grows stronger through resistance, you have the power to transform challenges into stepping stones of wisdom. Financial abundance becomes a reflection of your internal wealth. Money is not a measure of your worth, but a tool of energy exchange. Release the old stories of scarcity, of unworthiness that block your natural flow of prosperity. Approach finances with the same love and intentionality you bring to your spiritual practice. Your worth is not determined by your bank account, but by the richness of your spirit. Creativity becomes your most powerful spiritual practice. Whether through art, writing, music, or simply the way you approach daily tasks, allow your creativity to be an expression of your inner freedom. Create not to prove your worth, but to celebrate it. Every act of creation is a love letter to your divine essence, a testament to the miraculous being that you are. Self-care is not indulgence, it is a sacred responsibility. Nourish your body as a temple of divine presence. Movement becomes meditation, nutrition becomes a form of self-love. Listen to your body's wisdom. Rest when you need rest. Celebrate when you feel joy. Cry when emotions need release. Each of these is a profound act of honoring your entire being. Your spiritual practice becomes a continuous conversation, not a set of rigid rituals. Prayer is not about perfect words, but about opening your heart. Meditation is not about emptying your mind, but about creating space for divine wisdom. Sometimes this will look like traditional practices. Other times it will be a walk in nature, a moment of laughter, a deep breath of gratitude. Forgiveness emerges as your most powerful tool of transformation. Forgive yourself for the paths not taken, the dreams left behind, the moments of perceived weakness. Forgive others not as an act of superiority, but as a liberation of your own spirit. Forgiveness is the alchemy that transforms pain into wisdom, judgment into compassion. Learn to celebrate your journey in all its complexity. Your worth is not found in perfection, but in your willingness to be fully, vulnerably human. Each moment is an opportunity to choose love. Love for yourself, love for others, love for the mysterious journey of existence. Stories are the sacred threads that weave the tapestry of human transformation. They are not mere narratives, but living testimonies of the miraculous journey from darkness to light, from self-doubt to profound self-love. Each story is a beacon, illuminating the path for those still wandering in the wilderness of unworthiness. Maria's journey began in the shadows of generational pain. Raised in a home where love was conditional, where worth was measured by achievement and compliance, she carried within her a deep wound of inadequacy. Years of therapy, self-help books, and spiritual searching seemed to barely scratch the surface of her pain. She was a successful professional, yet internally, she felt like an imposter, always one mistake away from being exposed as unworthy. The turning point came not through a grand revelation, but in a moment of quiet surrender. During a meditation retreat, Maria experienced what she would later describe as a divine embrace. It was not an external voice, but a profound internal knowing that washed over her like a cleansing wave. She realized her worth was not something to be earned, but a fundamental truth of her existence. Her tears were not of sorrow, but of a liberation so profound it transformed her entire being. Michael's path was different, yet equally powerful. A veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress, He had built walls so high around his heart that vulnerability seemed impossible. Years of military service had taught him that emotions were weaknesses, that survival meant constant vigilance. His worth was measured in missions completed, in lives saved, in a hardness that protected him from feeling too deeply. His transformation began in a support group, surrounded by fellow veterans who spoke a language of healing he had never heard before. It was not about erasing his past, but about integrating it. Slowly, he learned that his wounds were not marks of shame, but sacred stories of survival. His worth was not diminished by his struggles, but amplified by his incredible resilience. Sarah's journey emerged from the depths of a toxic relationship. Years of emotional manipulation had convinced her that love was something to be earned, that her worth was determined by her ability to please others. She had become a master of adaptation, constantly shifting herself to meet the impossible expectations of others, losing herself in the process. Her awakening came through a series of small, courageous choices. Each no was a resurrection. Each boundary was a declaration of self-love. She began to understand that true love does not demand transformation, but celebrates her essence exactly as she is. Her worth was not negotiable, not something to be bartered or earned. These stories are not exceptional. They are the universal human experience of remembering one's divine nature. Each journey is unique, yet they share a common thread. The moment of recognition that worth is not earned, but inherent. It is the breath that animates your being, the light that cannot be diminished by external circumstances. Transformation is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. It is a daily practice of choosing love over fear, acceptance over judgment, compassion over criticism. These stories are not about perfection, but about the courage to be fully, vulnerably human. They remind us that our wounds are not weaknesses, but the very portals of our greatest strength. Listen closely to the whispers of these journeys. They speak a universal language of hope, of resilience, of the incredible capacity of the human spirit to rise. Your story is being written in this very moment. Each breath is an opportunity to choose love, to recognize your worth, to step into the fullness of your being. The universe conspires in your favor, always. Your pain is not a punishment, but a profound invitation to deeper understanding. Your struggles are not obstacles, but the very chisel sculpting the masterpiece of your soul. You are not broken, you are in a constant state of beautiful becoming. Every moment is a resurrection. Every breath is a chance to remember who you truly are, a divine, infinite being of love, worthy beyond measure. Your journey is sacred, your worth is unchanging, your potential is limitless. Transformation is not a distant mountain to be conquered, but a path walked step by step, with intention, courage, and profound self-compassion. The journey of recognizing your inherent worth is both deeply personal and universally shared, a sacred pilgrimage of the soul that begins with simple, intentional practices. The first practical step is the creation of a sacred morning ritual, a daily practice of self-recognition and spiritual alignment. As the first light of dawn breaks, before the world demands its attention, create a moment of profound connection with your true self. Begin by finding a quiet space, a sanctuary within your home or in nature. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and place your hand over your heart. Breathe deeply. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat, a miracle of continuous creation. This is not mere biology, but a sacred pulse of divine love. Speak to yourself with the tenderness of a loving parent, with the wisdom of a spiritual guide. Create a personal mantra of affirmation. I am worthy of love. I am enough. My worth is inherent and unchanging. These are not empty words, but powerful declarations that reshape your internal landscape. Journaling becomes a powerful tool of transformation. Not a record of achievements or failures, but a conversation with your deepest self. Each morning, write without judgment. Allow your thoughts to flow freely. Begin with prompts that invite self-compassion. Today, I choose to love myself exactly as I am. My worth is not determined by my productivity. I release the need for external validation. Create a visual representation of your worth. This is not about perfection, but about tangible reminder of your inherent value. Design a vision board that speaks to your soul's journey. Include images, words, symbols that represent your inherent dignity. This is not a wish list of future achievements, but a celebration of who you are in this moment. Meditation transforms from a rigid practice to a fluid conversation with your inner wisdom. Start with just 5 minutes daily. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. When thoughts of unworthiness arise, and they will, observe them without judgment. Imagine these thoughts as clouds passing through the vast sky of your consciousness. They do not define you, they are merely temporary visitors. Body practices become a form of spiritual communion. Movement is not about punishment or achieving an ideal physique, but about honoring the miraculous vessel that carries your spirit. Yoga, dance, walking in nature. Choose practices that help you feel connected to your body. Pay attention to how your body feels, not how it looks. Each movement is a prayer, each breath a celebration of your existence. Create boundaries as an act of self-love. This is not about building walls, but about creating sacred space for your spirit to thrive. Learn to say no without guilt. Understand that a complete sentence is a powerful act of self-respect. No is a full sentence. Your worth is not determined by your ability to please others, but by your commitment to honoring your own spirit. Financial healing becomes a spiritual practice. Money is energy, a tool of exchange, not a measure of your worth. Begin by changing your internal dialogue about abundance. Create a gratitude practice around your finances. Each month, take time to appreciate what you have. Write down 3 financial blessings, no matter how small. This is not about toxic positivity, but about recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life. Forgiveness is a radical act of self-liberation. Begin with yourself. Write a letter of forgiveness to your younger self. Acknowledge the pain, the struggles, the moments of doubt, but also celebrate the incredible resilience, the courage, the beauty of your journey. You do not need to forget to forgive. Forgiveness is about releasing the energy that keeps you bound to old pain. Create a support system that reflects your true worth. This means surrounding yourself with people who see your light, who celebrate your essence. It may mean letting go of relationships that dim your spirit. Remember, your worth is not determined by the number of people in your life, but by the quality of connection you cultivate. End each day with a ritual of self-love and recognition. As night falls, place your hand on your heart once more. Reflect on the moments of courage, of kindness, of authenticity you experienced. Whisper words of compassion. I am proud of you. You're doing the best you can. You are worthy of love, exactly as you are. The landscape of transformation is rich with practices that invite you to dive deeper into your inherent worth. These are not mechanical exercises, but sacred conversations with your soul. Gentle yet profound invitations to rediscover the magnificent being that you are. Inner dialogue healing becomes a cornerstone of your transformation. Imagine your inner critic as a wounded child seeking love, not an enemy to be battled. Create a daily practice of gentle inner dialogue. When self-critical thoughts arise, pause. Take a deep breath. Respond to yourself with the same compassion you would offer a beloved friend suffering in pain. Develop a personal ritual of emotional archaeology. Set aside time each week to explore the layers of your emotional landscape. Find a quiet space where you feel safe and undisturbed. Bring a journal, perhaps a cup of warm tea. Begin by placing your hand on your heart. Breathe deeply. Allow memories, feelings, old wounds to surface without judgment. Write a letter to your past self from the perspective of your highest, most loving self. This is not about rewriting history, but about bringing compassion to your previous experiences. Acknowledge the pain, the struggles, the moments of doubt, but also celebrate the incredible resilience that carried you through. Recognize that every challenge was a sacred teacher, every wound a doorway to deeper understanding. Create a personal altar of self-love, a physical representation of your worth. This is not about perfection, but about creating a sacred space that reminds you of your inherent value. Gather objects that speak to your journey. A stone that represents your strength, a feather symbolizing your freedom, a photograph that captures a moment of pure joy, a written affirmation that touches your heart. Develop a practice of body gratitude. This goes beyond traditional meditation or positive thinking. Stand before a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Begin to thank your body for its incredible journey. Thank your feet for carrying you through life's challenges. Thank your hands for their capacity to create, to comfort, to express love. Thank your heart for its resilience, its ability to love despite pain. Explore the power of creative expression as a form of spiritual healing. This is not about artistic perfection, but about allowing your inner truth to flow freely. Paint without judgment. Write without editing. Dance without watching yourself. Sing even if you believe you cannot carry a tune. Creative expression is a direct language of the soul, a way of speaking truth beyond words. Develop a practice of radical generosity. not from a place of obligation, but from an overflow of self-love. This is not about exhausting yourself, but about recognizing the abundance within you. Small acts of kindness become a mirror reflecting your own worth. Offer a genuine compliment. Listen deeply to someone's story. Share a meal. Send a message of encouragement. Create a personal ritual of releasing and receiving. This is a powerful practice of letting go of what no longer serves you and opening yourself to new possibilities. Find a quiet outdoor space, near a tree by water, under the open sky. Write down the things you are ready to release. Old beliefs, past hurts, limiting stories about yourself. Burn the paper safely or bury it in the earth. As the old dissolves, speak your intentions for what you are calling in: love, worth, freedom, joy. Develop a practice of spiritual listening. This is different from traditional meditation. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. But instead of trying to empty your mind, listen deeply. Listen to the wisdom of your body. Listen to the whispers of your soul. Listen to the language of the universe that speaks through intuition, through subtle feelings, through the spaces between thoughts. Create a network of spiritual mirrors, people who reflect your true worth back to you. These are not people who constantly praise you, but those who see your essence, who challenge you to grow, who hold space for your vulnerability, who celebrate your victories and sit with you in your struggles. Cultivate relationships that are based on mutual recognition of inherent worth. End this practice with a profound act of self-love. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe deeply. Whisper to yourself, "I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough." Not as an affirmation to be achieved, but as a remembrance of an eternal truth that has always been within you. The journey of self-worth is not a solitary pilgrimage, but a collective awakening. The resources that support your transformation are not merely tools, but bridges connecting you to a deeper understanding of your inherent value. Each book, each community, each practice is a sacred companion on your path of spiritual growth. Begin by creating a personal library of transformation. These are not just books to be read, but companions to be lived. Seek out works that speak to the depth of your soul. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, a testament to personal legend and inner worth. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a guide to present moment awareness. Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, an exploration of vulnerability as strength. Each page is an invitation to deeper self-understanding. Explore spiritual communities that nurture your growth. This is not about finding perfect people, but about creating spaces of genuine connection. Look for support groups, spiritual circles, meditation communities that celebrate authenticity. Online platforms offer incredible opportunities for connection. Virtual retreats, spiritual workshops, healing circles that transcend physical boundaries. Seek out spiritual coaching or counseling that approaches healing holistically. Look for practitioners who understand worth as an inherent quality, not something to be fixed. A truly transformative guide will not try to change you, but will help you remember who you always were. They are mirrors reflecting your own divine essence, helping you remove the layers of conditioning that obscure your true self. Consider exploring various healing modalities. Energy work like Reiki, sound healing, somatic experiencing. These are not alternative therapies, but ancient wisdom practices that recognize the interconnectedness of body, mind, and spirit. Art therapy, movement therapy, narrative therapy. Each offers a unique pathway to understanding your inherent worth. Dive into podcasts and audio resources that feed your spirit. Create a playlist of transformational content. Listen to interviews with spiritual teachers, personal development experts, those who have walked the path of self-discovery. Let their words be seeds of inspiration, watering the garden of your inner wisdom. Explore online courses and workshops that focus on personal development and spiritual growth. Platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and specialized spiritual learning centers offer incredible resources. Look for courses on mindfulness, self-love, emotional intelligence, spiritual psychology. These are not about achieving perfection, but about creating a deeper relationship with yourself. Create a digital sanctuary of inspiration. Follow social media accounts that uplift and inspire. Create a carefully curated feed that reflects your journey of self-worth. Unfollow accounts that trigger self-doubt. Your digital space should be a reflection of your inner landscape, nurturing, supportive, inspiring. Discover the power of retreats and immersive experiences. These are not vacations, but profound opportunities for transformation. Silent retreats, spiritual pilgrimages, healing workshops. These experiences offer a concentrated space for inner work. They provide tools, community, and a sacred container for deep personal growth. Explore the world of personal development apps. Meditation apps like Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer offer guided practices specifically designed to nurture self-worth. Journaling apps provide structured approaches to self-reflection. Habit tracking apps can support your journey of consistent self-love practices. Consider creating or joining online communities focused on spiritual growth and self-worth. Platforms like Facebook groups, Reddit communities, specialized forums offer spaces for shared learning. These are not about finding answers, but about creating collective wisdom, sharing experiences, supporting each other's journeys. Remember, these resources are not about finding something external that will complete you. They are mirrors, reflecting the incredible being you already are. Each book, each practice, each community is simply a reminder of the divine love that has always been within you. Your journey of self-worth is sacred. It is not a destination to be reached, but a continuous unfolding. You are not broken. You are not a project to be fixed. You are a miraculous, ever-evolving expression of divine love. Every transformation has a story, a sacred narrative of how darkness gives way to light, how wounds become wisdom, how the human spirit rises beyond its perceived limitations. This is the story of Rachel, a testament to the profound journey of recognizing one's inherent worth. Rachel's life was a carefully constructed fortress of achievement and protection. From the outside, she was a picture of success, a high-powered executive impeccably dressed, with a resume that spoke of countless professional victories. But inside, she was a landscape of unhealed wounds, of a deep, persistent belief that she was never enough. Her story began in a home where love was transactional. Affection was a reward for perfection, worth measured by achievements. Silence rewarded more than emotional vulnerability. As a child, Rachel learned to become invisible, to suppress her true self, to become whatever others wanted her to be. Each accomplishment was another brick in the wall she built around her heart, a wall designed to protect her, but ultimately imprisoning her spirit. The turning point came in the most unexpected moment. It was not during a grand spiritual retreat or a life-altering event, but in a quiet morning, sitting in her meticulously organized office. A photograph caught her eye, a picture of herself as a young girl, eyes filled with a hope and innocence that seemed foreign to her now. In that moment, something profound shifted. Tears began to flow, not of sadness, but of a deep, cleansing recognition. She saw her younger self not as a weakness to be hidden, but as a sacred part of her journey. Each hurt, each moment of feeling unseen, each time she had dimmed her light, these were not failures, but invitations to a deeper understanding of her worth. The next months became a pilgrimage of self-discovery. Rachel began to dismantle the fortress she had built, brick by carefully placed brick. Therapy became a sacred space of healing. She learned to speak the language of her emotions, to honor the parts of herself she had long ago silenced. Each session was an act of radical self-love, a reclaiming of her true essence. Her professional life began to transform. No longer driven by a need to prove her worth, she started making choices aligned with her true self. She left a high-stress job that had been another way of seeking external validation. She started a consulting practice that allowed her creativity to flourish, that honored her unique gifts. Relationships underwent a profound metamorphosis. She learned to set boundaries not as walls, but as expressions of self-love. Friends who had known her for years were surprised by her newfound authenticity. She no longer apologized for taking up space, for having needs, for being fully, gloriously herself. The spiritual practices she discovered became not rigid disciplines, but fluid conversations with her deepest self. Meditation was no longer about achieving a perfect state of calm, but about creating space to listen to the wisdom that had always been within her. Journaling became a love letter to herself, a recognition of her journey, her struggles, her incredible resilience. Her body, once seen as a project to be controlled, became a sacred temple to be honored. She learned to move with joy, to nourish herself with compassion, to see her physical form as a miraculous expression of her spirit. Exercise was no longer punishment, but a celebration of her strength, her vitality, her inherent worth. The most profound transformation was internal. Worth was no longer something to be earned, but a fundamental truth of her existence. She understood that her value was not determined by her achievements, her appearance, her relationships, but by the simple fact of her being. She was worthy not because of what she did, but because of who she was. Rachel's story is not unique. It is the universal human journey of remembering our divine essence. It is a reminder that within each of us lies an infinite wellspring of worth, waiting to be recognized, to be celebrated. Her path was not about becoming something different, but about removing the layers that had obscured her true, magnificent self. Today, Rachel speaks to groups, sharing her journey. Not as a guru with all the answers, but as a fellow traveler, a living testimony to the transformative power of self-love. Her message is simple yet profound. Your worth is not something to be achieved, but a truth to be remembered. This moment is not an ending, but a beginning. A sacred invitation to step into the fullness of your being, to embrace the profound truth of your inherent worth. The journey we have walked together is more than words. It is a living, breathing transformation that continues to unfold with each breath you take. I call you to action not as a distant command, but as a loving invitation. Your story matters. Your journey is sacred. Your voice has the power to illuminate the path for others walking similar roads of self-discovery. This is your moment of radical love, of profound commitment to yourself. Share your story, not as a performance, but as a testament to your courage. In the comments below, I invite you to write a single sentence that represents your commitment to your worth. It might be a declaration of love to yourself, a promise of healing, a recognition of your inherent value. Your words are seeds of transformation, for yourself and for others who will read them. If this message has touched your heart, if you feel a stirring of recognition, of hope, of possibility, share this video. Not as a mere social media action, but as an act of love. Imagine your share as a lifeline to someone struggling in the darkness of unworthiness. Your simple act could be the light that guides someone back to themselves. For those ready to dive deeper, I offer specific invitations of engagement. If you are feeling overwhelmed, right? I am learning to love myself. If you are ready to release old pain, right? I choose healing. If you are celebrating your journey, right? I am worthy of love. If you are just beginning, right? I am open to transformation. Subscribe to this channel, but do so with intention. This is not about numbers, but about creating a community of souls committed to remembering their divine worth. Each subscription is a declaration. I choose growth. I choose love. I choose myself. Create a personal ritual of remembrance. Take a screenshot of a moment in this video that spoke to your heart. Save it as a reminder of this sacred commitment. Place it somewhere you will see it daily. A phone background, a computer wallpaper, a printed photo by your mirror. Reach out to someone in your life who needs to hear this message. Not as a savior, but as a fellow traveler. Share a word of encouragement, a moment of genuine connection. Your compassion is a powerful act of love for them and for yourself. Set a personal challenge. For the next 7 days, commit to one act of radical self-love each day. It could be as simple as speaking kindly to yourself, as profound as setting a boundary, as gentle as taking a moment to breathe and recognize your worth. Join our growing community of souls committed to transformation. Follow our additional resources, our support groups, our ongoing journey of spiritual growth. But remember, these are not meant to complete you, but to remind you of the completeness that already exists within you. This is not the end of your journey, but a powerful continuation. You are not alone. You are seen. You are loved. Your worth is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding of divine love. Today, right now, in this moment, choose yourself. Choose love. Choose your inherent, unchanging, magnificent worth. As our journey together draws to a close, remember that this is not an ending, but a beginning. A sacred pause in the continuous unfolding of your magnificent spirit. We have traveled through the landscapes of worth, navigated the inner terrains of self-love, explored the deep valleys of pain and the radiant peaks of transformation. Your worth is not a destination to be reached, but a truth to be remembered. Like a river that has always been flowing, always been perfect, always been complete, you are that river. The challenges, the wounds, the moments of doubt are not obstacles, but the very currents that shape your beautiful journey. Reflect on the path we have walked together. Each moment of struggle was a sacred teacher. Each tear was a prayer. Each doubt was an invitation to deeper understanding. You are not defined by your pain, but by your incredible capacity to transform, to love, to rise again and again. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the rhythm of life moving through you, a miracle so profound, so intricate, that no words can fully capture its mystery. You are not separate from the divine love that breathes the universe into existence. You are that love, embodied. The principles we have explored are not theoretical concepts, but living truths. Worthiness is not something to be achieved, but a fundamental reality to be recognized. Your value is not determined by external measures, achievements, appearances, others' opinions. Your worth is inherent, unchanging, infinite. Remember the stories we have shared, Rachel's journey, the testimonials of transformation. These are not isolated incidents, but reflections of the universal human experience. Each story is a mirror, reflecting the incredible potential that resides within you. Your story is still being written, each moment a new opportunity for grace, for love, for profound self-recognition. The tools we have discussed, meditation, journaling, creative expression, community, these are not burdens to be carried, but keys to unlock the divine wisdom within you. Use them gently. Use them with compassion. Use them as invitations to deeper self-understanding. As you move forward, know that you are not alone. The universe conspires in your favor, always. Even in moments of darkness, especially in moments of darkness, you are held. You are loved. You are worthy. I leave you with a prayer, a blessing, a profound recognition of your divine essence. May you remember your worth in moments of doubt. May you speak to yourself with the tenderness of a loving parent. May you recognize the miracle of your existence. May you be gentle with your journey. May you know deep in your bones that you are loved beyond measure. This is not goodbye, but a continuous conversation, a sacred dialogue between your human experience and the infinite love that breathes you into being. Your worth is not something to be found, but something to be remembered. You are loved. You are worthy. You are enough.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death.